Mobile phones, we all use them, likely to watch this very video, and they have become, well for some at least, an extension of themselves. Used to chat, play, buy, book, share, read, news, and I've even heard rumours that they've been used for phone calls. Crazy, right? But in this ever-expanding and improving technology race, costs can creep up and up and up on them. Now, good phones can cost more than a modern console, and the top tier, they can come close to a powerful PC. But having a personal computer in your pocket can come at a cost. But not always. And that's where the new Honor 9X Pro comes in, which really packs a powerful punch for a very impressive budget, and more than enough performance to be a jack of all trades. Now, this latest phone from Honor is exceptional quality and performance for an equally impressive price, hitting an ideal balance up overall. This new for 2020 9X Pro is available for around £250 or on a collection of packages if you choose that option. But with my Honor 20 review last year being a few £100 more than this, it offers a close match to that, with some cost savings here and there, which will likely be noticed far less than that much lower price. Now let's start with the basic specs and dimensions which you can see on screen. The 9X Pro is practically the same size and layout as the Honor 20, complete with the new Honor EMUI front end running on Android 9 OS. At the heart is a Kirin 810 APU. This is the very first 7nm mid-range APU that's been put into a phone, and it really is an impressive package. It packs an octa-core RISC CPU, the ARM Cortex A55 with a big little design. It gives you 6 multi-purpose cores clocked to a maximum of 2.2 GHz, almost 2.3 GHz, which are the big design, and then 2 little A76 cores that run at 1.88 GHz. The GPU portion of the SoC is a Mali G52 with 6 compute units that run up to 850 MHz. Now, these support multiple instructions from modern APIs such as Vulkan, even DirectX 12 and OpenGL obviously, and this means they all support modern engines and effects from Unreal to Unity, fully supported, and that includes a selection of modern and impressive mobile games such as Asphalt 9 or PUBG, which all run brilliantly here, which I'll cover a little later in the video.
Scorpion wins.
Obviously, one of the biggest aspects of phones is the screen, and this touchscreen is both responsive and crisp and clear, running a 1080 by 2340 resolution. Depending on your orientation, you will have no issues on image quality, and it works perfectly across games, movies, videos, and all selections of reading, content, and internet browsing without any issues whatsoever, and that is without exception. There is a little bit of ghosting, but that's common of every single phone I've ever tested in my life, and even though it's not HDR, it is very crisp, very clean, and the image and colour is as good as any phone I've tested and used over the past couple of years, unless you're paying around 3 or 4 times the price, and even then, it's not that far away from it. But with the phone being able to stream such high quality games and movies, you can also wirelessly stream it to your screen of choice at 30 FPS obviously, and watch that quality on a bigger screen, and that's also an additional benefit. In addition to this, it obviously has a USB-C connector for charging and obviously connecting to your PC or other peripherals, and then you've got a 3.5mm earphone jack for good quality audio, a little speaker which actually puts out decent loud sound. It's a bit tinny, but it's pretty loud for the size of the phone. And then on the side you have your thumb fingerprint scanner to allow you to get into security if you're too lazy to type in your password. And then on the top you've got that beautiful pop-out little selfie screen or camera, which is 12 megapixel, and then on the rear you've got a full 48 megapixel camera, which offers super high resolution, sharp images and digital zoom. With all of this image processing bolstered by a neural processor built into the phone itself, a single core that allows it to improve image quality on both photography and camera, and this is a great benefit that a lots of mobile phones are taking now. Now, in addition to this, you obviously get the benefits of filtering and beautification if you're trying to use that flip back camera to take the perfect selfie, along with bokeh depth of field, sepia tones, and what other filters you want to add to beautify your looks. But not me, of course. I'm already far too beautiful for that. In addition to all your photographs and images, you can also take video at 1080p 60fps, 1080p 30, or even high quality slow motion at 480 frames per second, although that is limited, or 240 frames per second as you wish, which gives you slow motion and you can catch birds flying and bees buzzing in that summertime sunshine. So moving on to those all-important games, we can't pick a better mobile game still, I think, at this point than Asphalt 9. This is really a quality console-level game on mobile technology, and it always stresses the hardware. Due to the fact that it offers all of the current generation treats on a mobile phone, it's got cube maps, specular reflections, PBR-based materials, collision detection that's very, very good, destruction, particle systems, and a great set of options in geometry that causes the game and the engine to be stressed across every piece of hardware it runs on, and it runs beautifully here on the Honor 9X Pro, easily as good as the Honor 20. You can certainly lower the quality down in terms of reducing the resolution a little bit and obviously reducing the AA, and that does improve performance if you feel those very minor stutters occasionally that happen on the title, but it's pretty much a locked 30 FPS at all tested sections, including those intense replays and all the visual splendor and quality that the game offers up. It really is always impressive to me when you think about what it's generating here on this particular piece of hardware, which is a high quality console game of Xbox 360 PS3 level without a shadow of a doubt, and that really makes it an impressive title overall. 30 FPS, high quality visuals running at HD resolutions, that's not to be sniffed at. But it goes even better than that. It'll play something like PUBG, which is quite an intensive game on consoles. None of them really push above 30 FPS and can dip below that, but here on the phone options you get options more like a PC. So that enables you to change settings such as the frame rate, the HD levels, the resolution quality, the shadow quality, even the colour schemes, just to get the best performance. And if you do this and lower it to the lowest level you can, then that means that you can get over 30 FPS, which even the Xbox One and PS4 can't manage. Admittedly, it has got lower settings, but on a mobile phone it's not that much different in terms of visual quality when you're comparing the two. It certainly is a reduction in the console versions, but let's be honest, this is a much smaller, less powerful piece of hardware, and it's doing an impeccable job. And like I say, it can run the game around 45 to 47 FPS. I had to use capture off screen because the output is not viable, one from the USB-C, so I can't trust the quality of the captures here. It's at 30 FPS, but it is 60 when recorded off the screen, and it comes out around 45-47 FPS, which is very impressive when you think about a 100-man battle royale game is running on a phone online with multiple players with touchscreen. Obviously you can still connect your controller up there with Bluetooth and use that if you want to. This is pretty much a full console experience, and just like the Honor 20 and most other phones, if they could sell a USB-C to HDMI connector that works straight out of the box, you could actually replace your older consoles with this phone and play these type of games, or even older retro titles such as the Sega titles or the point-and-click adventures or JRPG, which you can download more and more from the stores and the app stores, which makes it a very viable solution. To replace a console, if you just plug it straight into the screen and use it, it actually isn't a very bad experience at all. And it also obviously plays media and does all other kinds of work. It could really be a very small laptop. They are actually at that level of power now. And it can actually get better than this. World of Tanks on the phone actually runs at a full 60 FPS even at the max settings, and that's maxing out the HD quality resolution. And then you get things like dynamic shadows, multiple light sources, online play, particles, destruction, alpha effects, cube maps. It all looks brilliant, and like I say, runs at a lock solid 60 FPS on this little phone. And again, it's quality that's very reminiscent of last generation consoles, and arguably better in a lot of places. Certainly texture details and performance is not to be ignored. This level of performance doesn't come at the cost of battery life and longevity, and that's borne out by my results. Around 8 to 10 hours on average I saw. Now it can improve and fluctuate between those levels, but that's close enough to what they quote to be pretty much accurate. And this was consistent performance across my gameplay. It never fluctuated, and this is also the benefit of reducing to that 7nm SoC. And that also helps the thermals, which are kept in check. It never exceeded any thermal limit, it never was hot in my hands, and it never got in the way of keeping performance levels high. There really is no downsides to this phone, I take it then. Well, there is a couple. One of them is, like I've already mentioned, it really does need a connection to an outside source to be much simpler, whether it's your USB to HDMI or whether they just improve the streaming quality from 30 FPS. That would really improve what this phone can do by using it more fluidly, but that's generally an argument I could throw at every phone because they're not that great at connecting to other devices. And I think phones are now at the level where they can become a connection that you come in from, connect to your house and use it for more things, such as watching media, playing games and being a mobile console device, aka a Switch. Let's be honest, this isn't that far off Switch level performance. both in the CPU, which is certainly better than the Switch overall, and bandwidth, which is very, very close. GPU is obviously not quite as good, but there's not a lot in it, and it is running higher quality resolutions, so they could lower that quality and bring it much more in line. It's not that far removed from the level of the Switch. So that is one area, but like I say, I could levy that to pretty much every single phone. The other issue, and arguably the biggest, is the fact that it's the first phone from Honor that no longer supports the Google App Store, the Play Store. So you can't use that app to download all your applications, your games for free and join back up. And that means you're left with a Huawei App Store. Now this limits the amount of games and titles you can put on it. So PUBG is a good example. You have to download the APK directly from the website, as you can see here. Download it, install it on your phone, run the game. As you can see, it runs fine, it works perfectly. So this is an option where it's an option. It's not always one. So where it's not, there are other options such as the APK stores and other apps that you can download and get a plethora of titles, games, apps and all that kind of stuff that's missing from the Google Store, but there is going to be some limitations. But generally you can still use it, you can use YouTube in the browser, you can use Google Maps in the browser, and naturally as time goes by the Huawei Store will just improve, add more games, more apps, more devices, and just add a greater level of competition to Google, and competition is never a bad thing. And there's always a chance that Google retract and change their mind if money becomes too much of an issue. And that said, the store itself still has a good selection on it. There's loads of games and titles on there, so things like Minecraft, Asphalt 9, Snapchat, they're all available. But it's not as extensive and as well known as all the titles you can get on the Google Play Store. There are other options to get games. You can obviously buy from Amazon, you can go to the APKs. There's many, many ways to get games. I'm not going to recommend all those different options. But the core functionality, the core apps and the core use of a mobile phone with all those extra options are still present and correct. But for the here and now, it's the only real limitation that I can find on the phone. So how do I summarise the phone that's done so well in my tests? Well, really, it's all about value for money. This is the new mid-range level we should expect across all phones moving forward, and it sets a very high bar, hitting an excellent balance between the three pillars that are important: value, longevity and performance, and it does that almost perfectly. Yes, hardcore enthusiasts might bemoan the fact that it doesn't have a 4K camera, but it's a minor gripe. But other than that, it doesn't really miss a beat, and for the cost you can't argue for the value you get. But what you can do is say bye-bye, because that is the end of this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please like, subscribe and share where appropriate, but I'll see you on the next one.